This is part 2 of a series. If you have not already watched part 1, please do so. This video is a direct continuation from there. To begin, I would like to break down the display of the result value in the rule editor. In case you are not familiar with database terms, fields are equivalent to columns and records are equivalent to rows. Since the result is an array, but the result display is not a grid, the separate values must be displayed using commas to separate fields, aka columns. Records, aka rows, are separated by using a semicolon. The difference between the two is very subtle, so you will have to look very carefully to distinguish between them. Once that is accepted, I will return to the form and show how to read these values to display on that form. Firstly, notice that the values are not being shown. The column headers are. This is because the option Include Column Headings in the Query Data Values function was checked. This assists with setting up the form display properly. The text override rule is where I'll set up the lookup to display the value. This rule has an if statement that allows the user to type into the box or lookup depending on another selection. This will be explored in more detail in the next video of this series. The part of the rule that we will now focus on is the getTableValue function. The wizard will not help us when using values from an array stored in a variable. So instead, I'll use the autocomplete and start typing in the rule editor. Unfortunately, without the wizard, I just have to guess the column indices. This is why it is handy to have the header row returned, so I can make sure I am not displaying the fax number in the phone number field. When I found the column index that I want, I can change the row index to display the value instead of the header. As mentioned earlier, in my next video I'm going to show more detail about the text override rule as well as bracket matching and autocomplete in the rule editor.